Alright, agents, we have a very, very important mission right now. The Goose is loose and we need to catch him. Which agents are ready? Who thinks that they can do this?
We're just gonna send it.
Welcome to Channel 5, The Happenings on the Hill. After 2 long semesters, the vigilante known only as the Goose has
Goose,
finally
after
been
terrorizing
placed
Stonehill
in
College
captivity.
students by stealing their student ID cards, has finally met his fate,
The Stonehill
as
College
authorities
Police
have finally
Department
been
has
able
finally
to
released the report that the menace known as the Goose has been placed under protective custody at the Stonehill
Goose has
campus
finally
prison.
been captured,
Students have
giving
finally
students relief
received
from
their
his
Hill
tyranny.
cards and are
We spoke
partying
today
like
to
his-
Stonehill student Patrick Milton, who said, quote, "I'm just relieved there is no longer a big-ass
Our top
goose
story,
on the loose."
the infamous Goose has finally been captured after months of terror and crime. We have an exclusive interview with Special Agent Detective Joseph, the lead agent on the case, and one of the men personally responsible for the capture of the Goose. Agent Joseph, thank you for all that you have done. How are you feeling now that you have caught the biggest nuisance on campus?
I'm very honored to have been part of this case. Me and my team were working extremely hard, and we're very proud of all of the work we've done. And anything that we can do to help the students of Stonehill College is a real blessing. Stonehill is a great school, and anything that we can do to better the administration and anything, it's a real honor to have been a part of it. Thanks.
Well, cheers, man. Here's to 3 years of Stonehill being goose-free.
Don't remind me. It makes me sound old.
How could I forget? After you caught the Goose, you became the most legendary detective on the damn force. I mean, people are still talking about you to this day. Special Agent Joey, taking down the Goose, mano a gonzo.
I don't know if I'd call myself the most legendary detective. Tennis player, maybe, but I just do my part.
And he's humble. Is there anything this man can't do? Hey, listen, I wanted to take you out to coffee, again, to congratulate you about catching the Goose, but also to say thank you.
I've been congratulated enough about catching the Goose. You really don't have to do
When I
that.
joined the force 3 years ago as a newbie, I had no one to turn to, but you took me under your wing. You've been a good mentor, but even a better friend. I owe a lot to you. It's pretty awesome talking to the person who caught the Goose, even now that you're retired.
Don't mention it. It was a pleasure to help out a young guy like you. Just lay off those candy cigarettes, okay?
Hey, well, considering you've always been there for me, I just want to let you know that I'm always going to be here for you. Are you doing okay? You're a little quiet. Seems a little unlike you.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's just the years have been getting to me, you know?
Ah, tell me about it.
I don't know. Things have changed, and I see things differently now. I used to be so young and sure of myself, but now all I'm left with is an old story about me catching a goose.
Hey, you didn't just catch a goose. You've earned the respect of every man on the force, and even 2 awards from the dean. Hell, that'd be enough for a happy life for me.
I don't know. Every time someone mentions me catching the goose, I just think about how it all could have been different. It's been getting to me. It keeps me up at nights. I'm starting to think I don't deserve all this praise.
Come on, Joe. Students are now safer than ever thanks to you. You're a hero.
A hero, right?
Of course, a hero never calls himself a hero. Joe, you're personally responsible for taking down the biggest threat in Stonehill history. You did the right thing. I know it.
I guess it's hard with the goose still being on campus. It's like he's taunting me, you know?
How could I forget? I've got some good news.
You do?
I've just heard from the guys back at the office that they're transferring Goose to a new prison next week. Some sort of high-tech security penitentiary just to house him in. I mean, it sounds a little dramatic if you ask me, something like out of a movie.
Are they now?
Yeah, they made it all special for him so he doesn't fly away or escape or something. Pretty intense, but at least he'll get the Goose off campus and hopefully off your mind.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, well, I'll see you next week, Joe. Take it easy.
Beautiful day, isn't it, Special Agent Joseph?
Yeah, the view in here is real nice.
Oh yes, just stunning.
So, you remember me?
How could I forget you, friend? You're the man that gave me everything I wanted. Plenty of shade from the hot sun, room to stretch my wings, and all the silence I could ever need.
I guess that's what happens when you commit a crime. You get locked up.
Yes, my crimes. The ones you put a stop to oh so well. Tell me, Agent, are they still talking about that legendary day on the force? I'm sure they are. Bravo.
So, I hear you're getting transferred soon.
Yes. And you're here in a last-ditch effort to try to convince yourself of something that you don't truly believe. Aren't you, Agent?
A change of scenery must be nice. Maybe they'll even let you decorate it yourself. A nice lamp, a comfy couch in the corner.
I know what you're about to say. Do I have any idea how many lives I ruined? How many people I endangered? Were they endangered, Agent? Or were they liberated?
Liberated? You said it yourself. You wanted to watch the school burn in flames.
Yes, Detective. You're right.
Everyone tells me I'm right. You didn't just terrorize the students. You knew what you were doing. And you did it anyway. You're a sick, twisted goose. Have fun being transferred.
Fire, flames. They destroy, yes. But they also bring life.
What are you talking about?
Tell me, Agent, have you ever read the parable of the talents? It's a story in the Bible about a master who entrusts his property to his servants to see who would be most worthy of such gifts of great importance. The servant who receives the most respect from the master is the one who takes the greatest risk, but ends up gaining even more than he was given. The great author Octavia Butler once wrote of this parable, "In order to rise from its own ashes, a phoenix first must burn."
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that when you create your expectations only on what you see first, you blind yourself to the possibilities that are to come. You see, Stonehill College is a bird with a broken wing. I was merely aiding in its own self-inflicted destruction, to give rise to something newer and greater. For too long it has been weighed down by injustice and conflict. In the past 2 years alone, there have been acts of violence and racism across campus. You know this as well as I do, Agent. Nazi symbols were found etched into buildings, and the president himself came under fire for the termination of one of his African-American employees. I ask you, who is the evil one here? Is it me? Or is it the institution which you so dearly cling to that doesn't even recycle?
How could you call Stonehill evil after all that you've done? Stonehill is a home to so many people.
It may be a home, but it is a divided one. Tell me, when you try to use your extra meal plan money to buy food for the Easton Food Pantry, what did Stonehill do?
They didn't let me. They made me bulk order 25 boxes of potato chips instead. But it doesn't matter. Now I don't have to buy chips ever again.
My objective, Agent, was not to terrorize and endanger, but to equalize and empower. But that can only happen if Stonehill burns in the fires of justice first.
Those things. Yeah, I mean, Stonehill's had some rough spots. But just because they've struggled in the past doesn't mean Stonehill deserves to crumble and fall.
Without a destruction of the corrupt, a more perfect vision can never come to be. I have them. All the hill cards. The world will burn in flames. All of it.
The whole world's gonna go down in flames. Dave, we have to springboard. Get him, guys! Get him! Oh, we got him!
You're a hero. You did the right thing. I know it.
So, I heard you visited the Goose. How was it?
Oh, you know, the regular prisoner BS. Well, not the regular BS, because he's the Goose and he loves messing with people's minds and everything, but, you know.
Yeah, that's how it always is, isn't it?
I guess. The Goose is just a special case, though, you know?
True. He's pretty sinister. Probably more so than the regular trash, huh?
He just seems so stuck in his own head, you know?
Yeah, bad guys. Always think they're doing the right thing. But they gotta understand this world has rules for a reason. I actually finished a case back at the station on this kind of stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah, this guy was trying to steal food from the lunch ladies to feed his homeless family. I mean, how low can you get?
Sure, but he was doing it to feed his family, right?
Hey, you know better than anyone. The reason why we have rules is to keep people safe. We shouldn't have bad guys jeopardizing the welfare of the school. Luckily, he's going away for a while. Poor schmuck.
The guy got a prison sentence for helping his family to survive?
Yeah, he broke the law. That's what happens. Have you lost touch since you've left the force?
What is wrong with... Why don't we help people like him? That way he wouldn't have to take those risks to provide for his family. He was stealing for his family, not even himself.
Yeah, so it's stealing.
You know, when I think about it, you could have chosen any school. Why not Wheaton or Bridgewater? They're just as messed up as we are.
As could you, Detective. As could you. You could have transferred, done some good police work there, and left me to give rise to a new and greater Stonehill here. But you didn't. Why? What has Stonehill ever done for you? Given you overdue library book fees, crappy Sodexo food, and student loans? They care more about the grass than their own students.
But what has Stonehill ever done against you?
Even you and the other students have not suffered as I have under the tyranny of this institution. I lost my home. I lost my people. I lost my life!
How?
3 years ago, my flock was flying south for the winter, and we stopped at Stonehill to rest. We landed at the O'Hara Pond, and I went out to explore for what I thought would be a brief layover. While I was out, a golf cart driven by the Dean of Admissions ran me over, breaking my wing. I couldn't fly. The snow was coming and the flock had to move on, so I urged them to leave, and I was stranded and alone. I had to keep the rest of the flock safe, but did not stop the sting of being left behind. As I struggled through the winter, letting my wing heal, I tried to make the best of my situation. And during that time, I saw an opportunity, just as you did, Detective. An opportunity for change, for betterment, for justice. But clearly, the kindness that I've shown to Stonehill has not been reciprocated. So I did what I had to do.
You really did lose everything. Your whole family and life. But then you decided to create change through chaos? Why not go through the administration to make those changes?
I wanted to see the school be free of the shackles of corrupt leadership. Can't you see, Detective? There is no way to make such dramatic change, because the administration is part of the problem. I have done all I have for the improvement and betterment of this school. But progress cannot be without the destruction of that which plagues it.
So, you think that everything you did was justified? I can understand that you wanted to make the best of a tough situation, but in the eyes of the law, you're still just an evil goose.
You say that I am. But I was willing to sacrifice everything I had left for the greater good. Viewing the world in black and white does not make you noble. It makes you colorblind to reality.
Buddies of mine are on the team transferring the Goose tomorrow. Maybe it'll put your mind at ease to come and help oversee the move. I'll send you the access code.
The Goose, after over 3 years in prison, has escaped. So far, tracking him has been unsuccessful, but some officers speculate that he may be flying back south for the winter.
Well, I guess that's that. I hear the department's going to be shutting down the search soon.
I guess so. Another ruthless criminal escapes to wreak havoc on more innocent lives. How do you think he escaped? Could have been an inside job?
I don't know. In the times that I talked to him, he never seemed that threatening or dangerous.
Well, you've seen what he did to Stonehill all those years ago. There's no telling what he could do to other schools.
You never know. Maybe the Goose learned his lesson in prison, and he could even help out those other schools. I guess it just depends on how you look at it.
You've seen one criminal, you've seen them all. They're better off in jail where they can really think about what they've done.
I don't know. It's not always so black and white. In order to rise from its own ashes.